Yo, what's up? What's up? It's the Hungry Millennial back again with yet another proactive pragmatism. On today's proactive pragmatism, I'd like to talk to you about the quote, effort builds momentum. In order to build momentum and to move forward on any of your goals, small, big, not big to you, bigger to some other people, it's going to take effort. But what I'd like to talk to you about is, what does it take to exert effort? The first step is losing or using your ego. In Robert Greene's book, The Laws of Human Nature, he talks about how most people allow their ego to get the best of them. And not in the way that you would think, not in a cocky, confident kind of way, more so in a inhibiting way. It holds them back from all the goals that they could have met because their ego won't let them reassess the things that they're not doing in their lives and the things that they're not doing to accomplish the goals and the dreams that they say they want. Also, their ego gets in the way when it comes down to analyzing what other people are receiving, the accolades, the rewards, and how special everybody else seems to be besides themselves. But that ego takes self-reflection. It takes looking at criticism in a different light. Looking at criticism as the opportunity, the solution to the problem. Because that'll put you in a mindset of small wins, major victories. So, say, for instance, I have a friend that she said she wanted to lose weight. And one great thing that I give her super kudos on is she has children. And instead of getting rid of all the candy, she reassessed how much candy there was inside the house and made it a very minimal amount. That way they don't go cold turkey. She probably doesn't realize that she did an amazing thing there, but that was awesome. Because one of the worst things that you can do when building momentum is to go too hard in the beginning and exhaust yourself of all of the energy. You want to maintain enough energy to maintain for the long run, because energy is neither destroyed or created, it's transferred. So if you can transfer that energy from, hey, we're reducing our calories and not consuming as much sugar, eventually that can turn and spiral into something bigger, to where we're eating healthier, we're watching our portions and making a conscious effort to move in the right direction with our health. And it starts with the parent. So that's an awesome thing that she's doing. But by doing so, she's also laying a strong foundation. A foundation potentially for generations to come. I have many bosses that I worked for in the past. I watched them consume garbage food and garbage things, and then they would have a child that was working for their organization, and they were walking in that same footsteps. And one time I had a conversation with one of my boss's sons, and I was like, bro, you realize that you're setting the foundation. Your kids are going to eat the same thing. And he was like, wow, true, but they're in charge of that. And so a lot of times we also get caught up in that ego part where we think that people should be living for themselves or doing their own thing. But we don't realize that could also make all the money in the future that we're building up in vain, because they don't have a future to live because they didn't make the proper health choices. And 9 times out of 10, the blueprint is right in front of us of what we shouldn't do, but our ego gets in the way. Our ego gets the best of us. So by making that small conscious effort, that's going to build momentum. And, that momentum that you can build from, maybe it starts with health. Maybe it just starts with your physical health. Then it can go into mental health. And then that mental health can go into relationship health, becoming a person that has, a lot of healthier choices. Increase stamina between you and a partner for intimacy purposes. It can also increase your ability to work at high levels at work and to produce, which can also lead to you getting a raise in whatever industry you're in. So think about how those wheels and gears start turning, and that'll set a foundation for your future, to where you can look back and be like, whoa, yeah, I'm on the right track. I'm killing it. Because one of my favorite speakers, Dr. Eric Thomas, talks about how practice makes permanence. Because people talk about practice makes perfect, but you're going to have ups and downs. So there's really no such thing as a perfect situation or a perfect scenario, but practice makes permanence means that it's going to be what you do. Just like tying a shoe, just like riding a bike, just like driving a car. At one point, you weren't able to do those things, but then you leveled up and became a master at riding a bike. You embodied mastery, which is an awesome book by Robert Greene, by the way. I know that's a kind of a shameless plug, but amazing book. It touches on the fact that, not all people that you learn skills from are going to be able to take you to the next level in mastery. And sometimes it's best to find better mentors. But I can't stress this enough. Start with some small things and start making a conscious effort and build that momentum. And that momentum is going to carry you into places that you never thought you'd go. Heights that you never thought you were going to reach. I'm a living testament to it. Just applying a little bit of effort and failing and fumbling and bumbling, it kind of lays out a blueprint of what not to do and what you're going to do better next time. So that way you can always be turning yourself into a better product. You go from crude oil to gasoline. You go from, not being able to have a lot of skills to having a lot of skills because you took on the task of getting out of your comfort zone. So, this is Hungry Millennial, and I want you to start building and using your effort to capture the moment. And remember, effort builds momentum. Hungry Millennial out. Thank you.